Welcome back to another episode of Lounge 11 here with Femi and Samco. Samco, you know where we are today, right? You
Hmm
want to tell the people where we are?
Yeah, we out here in Lisbon reporting from Emerald House, giving you guys a good episode, just all around, flowing, flowing, and flowing. So happy to be here, though. Happy to be here. Hasn't been for you.
It's been an amazing trip. We went to London to watch the Burnley game, which we'll get into very shortly. But just the opportunity to take that time off and go spend some time out here in Lisbon, Portugal has been really exciting.
Yeah.
And obviously coming off the back of the news that we have to share, since the Premier League title has now been decided, it's been fun. I'm enjoying myself on this trip for sure.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely. Like you said, I echo everything you said. Basically, just the opportunity to be there in person. We'll definitely share the news for those who don't know, but I'm sure most
Everybody
of our
knows
viewers
about
already
everybody
by
knows.
now, based on what's been going on. But
Yeah.
yeah, the opportunity to also just step away and just get a little bit of a chill moment. It's been
Yeah.
good. It's been good.
Yeah, and shout out to the Emerald House here in Lisbon. They set us up here so that we can have this nice, comfortable space to have this conversation
Yeah.
and record our pod. So it doesn't matter where we are. We still make sure that we get this episodes out. This is actually the third time that we're recording together in person.
Mm-hmm.
First one was Lagos,
Lagos,
Los
LA,
Angeles,
and then
and then
Lisbon.
Lisbon.
Yeah.
Lagos, Los Angeles, and Lisbon.
Triple L's.
I don't know nothing about I don't know about the L's, but
Okay.
but I think before we even jump into the Premier League stuff, we just want to say congratulations to Manchester City. They won the FA Cup. So since the last time we spoke, the FA Cup final has been played. Man City won. I think that was the day I flew into London, so I didn't really
Yeah, that
catch
was the
much
day
of the
we
game.
flew in.
I
Yeah, yeah.
fell asleep. It was a boring first half. I Sample came in a day before me.
Mm.
And so as soon as I landed, I went straight to his hotel. And then I think I was jet lagged or whatever. The game put me to sleep.
Yeah.
But you saw the game, so
Mm.
maybe you tell us how you saw the game.
I mean, like you said, it was the first half was a hard watch. Actually, to be truthful, most of the game was a hard watch. But then again, you can understand the reason behind that, right? Like as a final, just one little thing can change the course of the entire game.
Yeah.
So you could tell both teams were definitely very careful in how they were playing. Man City definitely had most of the ball in the first half from what I recall. And then the last, 20, 15 minutes to go, you could tell everyone was coming out of their shell, of their comfort zone and trying to see how much they could go for it. And unfortunately for Chelsea, this game was decided with a moment of brilliance from Semenyo.
Yeah.
And that was a beautiful goal. But yeah, big up to City. When you think about what they've done, especially with Pep Guardiola coming in, it's it's been crazy. I saw it on Sky Sports the following morning, or even that same day. They were talking about it, and they said he's been here for 10 years and he's rolled out 20 trophies.
20 trophies.
That's 2 trophies a year. That's ridiculous. And when you think about where Man City was when we all started watching football, a lot of the times we talk about history of clubs.
Yeah.
Like this is how you write your own history.
Right.
And for Pep to come into Manchester City in 10 years and to deliver 20 trophies, that is
crazy.
That is mind
That's crazy.
blowing. And for the
crazy.
fact it's not just 20 trophies, he touched each and every trophy that was
available. We won everything available.
Everything. Some of them twice, some 3 times, some 4 times. But yeah, man. So big. I mean, you got to give big respect to the club, big respect to Pep because they had a vision.
Yes.
They had a vision. They put in the work and they got the results.
And they put all the right people
in the right people in place and everything. So it was big for them. It was definitely big for them. So congratulations, big up to City. A season that a lot of people have also not given them a lot of credit. They've ended up with 2 trophies. I mean, if you think about it, like especially when we started the season, I mean, you and I were one of the few people talking about going to be in the title race and stuff like that. A lot of people kept saying, "Oh, City this, City that," right? And they've ended up with 2 trophies.
That's
literally 3 available in England. They took 2.
Yeah.
So got to definitely give them their credit for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, credit to City. Like I said, I didn't see much of the game, but then again, I also expected them to win that final, which is exactly
Mm-hmm.
what they did. I thought they were always going to be the better team, the most favored as far as like the odds and bookies are concerned, and they didn't disappoint. And I did see the goal, the highlight afterwards. A worldie, if you want to call it that, with Semenyo. So great goal. I'm also very happy, I guess, in some sense, for Gay, Semenyo, some of those new guys that joined and had the opportunity to win those trophies with Man City in their first season. So credit to them. I'm not even sure how we pivot away from that because there's been big news that has
Big
come
news
out with
following that.
with
Yeah.
uh with Pep Guardiola after that.
Mm,
But maybe we actually just jump right into that.
mm,
We've heard. I think it's not really a rumor anymore, even though
mm-hmm.
it's been a badly kept secret
Yeah.
that he was going to be leaving Manchester City. Looks like it's official now, though no word yet
Yeah.
from the club or Pep himself to confirm that. But
Yeah.
we've seen some of the guys that would go to David Oyston
Broadstone, yeah.
and so on and so forth that they basically carried him. So it looks like he's leaving.
Yeah.
What did you make of the news when you heard it?
It was crazy because I remember where we were when the
Yeah,
news broke.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like we're literally at the Arsenal bowling game. I think it was sometime around
Probably
halftime,
by halftime,
or
yeah.
just when the second half literally kicked off. Because I sat right in front of the press box and I was on my phone and I saw one of our WhatsApp group like Pep was leaving, right? And it was from one of those credible journalists. I happened to be around Jason from the Telegraph and John Cross from the Mirror. I specifically asked John Cross, and I was like, "Yo, have you seen the news about Pep leaving?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's true." And around the people that I sat, I was like, "Yo, Pep Guardiola is leaving," and everyone is like, "What?" And then I get on my phone again. David Ornstein
Right.
puts out the tweet, and I was just like, "Wow!" Like I wasn't. I mean, I was 50-50 on it because I felt Pep Guardiola has never been the type to walk away from a contract. He usually will finish his contract. But on the other hand, Maresca was the guy that kept making me think a lot of teams are looking for managers, and you have not seen Maresca linked to any other job except that of Man City. So that was why I kept feeling there could be a big possibility. But to hear the news, it was shocking. It was shocking. But then again, you have to, when you take a step back and just look at what that guy has done,
For the
like
game.
for the game, and a lot of us have just been so used to the Premier League. And this guy came and changed the Premier League. Whether people like it or not, like this guy came in and changed the Premier League. Without Pep Guardiola, you're not talking about goalkeepers playing from the back. You're not talking about ball playing goalkeepers in the
Right.
Premier League. You're not talking about defenders who want to play from the back as well. You're not talking about the tiki-taka football coming to Premier League and everybody trying to copy what he did or what made him very successful. A lot of people said to him when he came that his way of football would not prove or bring success
Right.
for Manchester City, but he proved everybody wrong, right? Again, we just said a few moments ago, he came in 10 years, 20 trophies. How many managers can come out and say that in this Premier League that has got money,
Everything.
best managers, best players,
Everything.
everything, this guy came in and dominated this league?
Yeah.
When was the last time we saw someone really go out and dominate the league, right? You're talking about, I mean, we had the Fergie era, we had Fergie and Wenger going back to back. This guy had, I mean, I don't want to say no competition because it looks like you're putting down the work of like Klopp and stuff like that. But when you look at the results, he dominated this league. And I mean, I'm not sad for Man City. I'm definitely happy because he was our biggest competitor, right? Like,
Arch nemesis.
exactly. Like I can look at it and say that guy denied me 2 titles, 1 Carabao Cup, if not 2 Carabao Cups, if I remember, under the likes of Arsene Wenger in the Carabao Cup final. So he's definitely caused us some kind of pain. So I can't come out and say I'm not happy to see the back of him, but I have to give him the greatest respect, man, because he's a manager I've always respected from time. I rate him highly as, if not the greatest manager of all time, in my opinion. And
Well, I'm gonna jump in and say that he absolutely, in my opinion, is the greatest manager of all time. Like I've always maintained that. I think he's the GOAT. And for many different reasons, including the ones you have called out. Just the amount of success he has had everywhere he has gone, like literally everywhere he has gone. It's funny because this is the first time in his managerial career where he's going back to back without winning the league. And only the third time in his entire managerial career
that he hasn't won the
that
league.
hasn't won the league. Everywhere he has gone, he's won the league.
Man.
We're talking about
We're talking about what?
year.
Is it not even more than
career.
that? Because he did 10 at City. Was it 2 or
Oh,
3
definitely
at
a lot
Bayern
more.
Munich?
Yes,
And did about 3 in Barca.
Yes, so even more.
Yeah.
Right.
But this guy did not win the league 3 times.
Just 3 times. Only 3 times.
Right.
So that's one, the success he's had. And two, just the evolution of the game.
Yeah.
You see everybody
I think
now.
that's the biggest impact he had.
I think so.
Yeah.
Every manager now, you can almost trace them or the way they're trying to play to something that ties them back to Pep. Either it's mimicking his style or trying to be counter to his style. There is a Pep influence there. The players, the way players are being developed now. If you sign a goalkeeper that doesn't know how to play from the back, that goalkeeper in today's game is a liability. If you sign fullbacks that cannot be involved in the attacks, they cannot talk into the midfield at times, they cannot overlap and essentially act as extra attacking players. They're probably not going to be playing at the top level for too long. And so all of those things I think tie back to Pep and I think he's definitely in my mind the greatest that we've seen, do it.
I think if you also like try to connect a lot of the top managers we have in world football today, there's a lot of ties between Pep and most of those managers. You're looking at Enrique, you're looking at Mikel Arteta, you're looking at Xabi Alonso, you're looking at Maresca, who's going to take over that job. I think even the likes of like Ten Hags and stuff, like he's been up.
That's what I'm saying.
Doing everything. Look at the caliber of players that he's managed throughout his career.
Right.
Like, nah, man.
The influence speaks for itself.
Yeah, it speaks for itself.
So, I don't know if I'm sad to see him leave. I'm also not like excited because I want to compete. I want my teams to compete, and we beat him this year, and I will want to beat him again. Like I'm not one for participation points, right? You want to compete at the highest level, and if you're not good enough, then go get better. And I think in our case, that's what we've done, and I think that's what he has forced everybody to do. To raise their game and raise their level as well. So. I have nothing negative to say if and when Man City announce or Pep announce that it is official. I think we can all accept it for what it is now. But all we can do is celebrate the time that it's had and what he has done for the game. So congrats, Pep, on the very tremendous, successful career at Man City. And that's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's move on to our game. We're a little bit measured here today, but it's been a few days. It's been a few days for sure. So I'll just kind of set things off and give the timeline because I only slept for the first time last night. As it's just for people listening, because the time difference is also throwing me off. You landed in London on Friday. Like I said, I landed on Saturday and was knocked out for the Chelsea game, and then Sunday. There was no game on Sunday.
No, it was the other, like the Manchester United game. So the game was on Monday. Yeah.
I did everything I could just to distract myself, because I really came for the Arsenal Burnley game, and I was so convinced we were going to be champions either that day or the day after. We went to the stadium. We got there super early, like 2 hours, 2.5 hours before. Yeah. I've never seen the Emirates like that before, and I've been there a few times. There was a party outside. There was like a band. Everybody just really excited. And even from the train station, you could feel that there was something about to happen today. You could just feel this optimism that it's happening. And you get to I'm even having goosebumps as I'm talking about it. And as you get to the stadium, it's kind of growing on you, right? We got into the stadium early. There was a bit of a fireworks show, and then by the time that song came on, my God, I knew Burnley were in trouble. I knew Burnley were in trouble. But let me hear from you and your experience of that as well.
Nah, to be honest, like just witnessing the fans outside the stadium hours before the bus or the team bus came by.
Yeah, I forgot that too. Yeah.
It was, man. Because, I mean, you remember the Atletico Madrid game. We all saw it from the TV and saw how it was. But being part of that, being in the middle of that was...
I tried to record some of it.
It was hard.
I couldn't get a space.
Yeah, like literally it was hard to actually do that. Like, I remember just because I was outside with the fans and everybody was just talking. At that time, the bus wasn't anytime closed. So in that period, I said, you know what, let me just step into the armory and pick up a few merchandise. And then I started hearing the noise just kept going up. I'm like, you know what, I gotta be outside. When I came outside, it was bright because it was like, 5-6 p.m. at that time. Got outside. It was red.
Whatever, red or whatever that thing.
Like you literally couldn't see the sky. Yeah. Like it was red everywhere. And you just seeing the fans singing and shouting, and few of them were just singing North London Forever. Some of them were singing some of the players' songs. And it was a massive experience. Then the team went by and then we're just interacting with fans. And you could tell everyone was confident. Like literally everybody was confident. Yeah, everyone was confident about this very game against Burnley. And then we stepped into the stadium. And again, like you said, you can just feel the energy. The likes of Raya, Kepa, they all came out first to do their warm-ups and came out to a big sound. And then when the players came out as well, massive, massive sound. But man, I'm just happy I didn't miss that experience. It was
I'm glad we made it.
Yeah, it was totally worth it to be in this area. Like you said, when the North London Forever song came out and you just hear everybody up in arms sing. There's something that song does to me every time I hear it in the TV. But when you hear it in person, I tell you, every Arsenalist, you need to witness that song being like...
It's like a cult.
Literally, it feels like a cult. It feels, and it's everybody. You're seeing kids, players, staffs, stewards. You know what's funny? Even when I was around the press box, I remember looking back and I could see some of the press guys who were actually singing it as well. Nah, the song is, there's something it does. And
a few things about that song. Obviously, I've been an Arsenal fan all my life, for as long as I can remember. I don't know where that song came from.
We have to give the shout out to the likes of Mikel, because me and you spoke about this earlier today or 2 days ago, and we said his attention to detail. If there's one thing Mikel, and again, I keep telling people, I go back to his press conference when he signed, and Mikel literally said his priority was to connect the club and the fans together. Yeah. And his attention to detail to finding that connection, I think that song was the biggest thing that he did, because I think that anthem has been around for what now, 2-3 seasons?
Maybe.
I think it was 23, 24. I think that was the season it came out.
It feels longer.
Really?
I don't know.
I think it's 23, 24. Yeah. Because it wasn't the first season we challenged for the title. I think it was the second season. So I think it was 23, 24. So this should be its third season, I think. Yeah. And I think that was the biggest thing that he did. And shout outs, I don't even know the name of the guy who actually sang the song. It's skipped my mind right now. Shout out to him, because
wherever that is, man.
The words in that song, like everybody just connects to it. And again, like I said, on that day, you could tell. You remember how many fans we saw? Fans from Shanghai, Kenya, Chicago, like literally all over the world. And people said they literally traveled.
Man, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about this shit.
Said they literally traveled just to be a part of that game. And like just before kickoff, when that song went on, I was just like,
This song came out in 2024.
Exactly. So 23, 24 season. It came in between the season.
Right.
Somewhere in the middle.
Written by some guy called Louis Mark
Dunford. Yeah, that's the name I know. Dunford.
So that's crazy. And that's what I was trying to get to in terms of the song. Is like, this song came out of nowhere very recently. And since then, it's hard to imagine what an Arsenal home game experience feels like without it. And the second thing I was going to say is, I'm sure you noticed this, everybody seems to understand the silent cue as to when the song is
they're coming up, yeah.
And then you see the scarves.
The scarves, that's the part. That's the other part that just gets to me, man.
Nobody's saying anything. There's no stadium announcement that it's about to start. But the scarves go up, and those that don't have scarves.
It's funny. That's why I bought the scarf that day.
Right.
Because of that.
Yeah. But all in all, what an amazing experience. Let's talk about the lineup. You know, that's one thing we like to talk about.
Yeah,
man. I think that was another indicator that it was going to be a long day. I think that's the best way to put it. There would have been no questions that we were going for it. You and I have talked about many times in the past where maybe there are games where we don't need to see Zubimendi and Rice or whatever. And I think that was the game 37. I don't remember if I've seen any other game this season where Rice was the single pivot and this guy left all his guns out there.
Everybody.
Easy, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, and then he benched Gyökeres.
Yeah.
And that first half, actually, before we get into the first half, what did you make of that lineup?
I remember I saw the lineup, I was like, whoa, like he's going for it.
Yeah.
Like literally, he's going for it. And it's funny because I was very fine with the lineup because I knew Burnley were not going to give us space. So I liked the fact that he had most, if not all, our technical players on the pitch at the same time. Because sometimes you're going to need them to drag these players out of position. And you know, with Kai in there, he's not going to be in one place. He's going to be moving around. And boy, in that first half, we literally camped on their end. Like we literally camped on their head, in their end. And it was, again, professional performance. Like literally, when you watch the game in TV and sometimes when you watch it in person, like to me, sometimes it still feels different. Because where I sat at the first half was where Burnley were. That was their half. And literally it's like the game was happening in front of me. So everybody who was on the other side of the stadium, I could imagine how they were feeling because the game was literally, and the Burnley players were just there.
So it's funny you say that because the game was happening. I was on the other side.
On the other side, yeah.
And so what I got to see was Gabriel and especially Saliba. They were basically on the halfway line. And then you realize that, wait, the way Arsenal plays actually is frustrating for them because they press you so high and they force the goalkeeper where the only other option for you is to go long. And Saliba he rarely showed those moments. Because I'm on the halfway line every single time watching. They're going to win this. They have no chance. Saliba and Gabriel are going to win this every single time. And that's what they did. So that first half was utter dominance. I think we struck the post once with Trossard. Trossard, I thought, had one of his best games in that first half.
He was really good at that game.
Right.
Himself, Odegaard, they were really good in that first half,
Havertz was creating all kinds of havoc. He was never in the ninth position. It was interchanging with easy at times with Saka. It was a problem. Ultimately, we were tired. Set piece. It was There's a set piece, right? Just before that, I don't know if it was before or after the Saka penalty shout that wasn't given. I saw the replays. I wasn't sure why it wasn't given. But thankfully, it wasn't required. Saka, but it felt like Havertz was in the air forever when he
lived for that goal. It's funny thing you said about the Saka penalty. Remember, I told you at the game as well because sat in front of the press box. When the team went to VAR, all of us looked back to the press guys, and literally all of them were confident, and they said penalty.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off. Just for the viewers or the listeners, when you're at the stadium, we don't actually have the benefit of
you don't see replays.
So you just know that there's something going on. I'm sitting almost behind Mikel and I see him doing his usual
antics,
and I'm wondering, well, they seem pretty convinced I haven't seen it. I don't have the benefit of the replay. Saka is obviously very frustrated. Mikel is frustrated. But you were sharing about how
the same thing. The guys in the press box. I remember there was a guy and there was another lady that were much closer to us. You could see them, they're looking at the screen, and two of them go, penalty. Like, you know, when they're just so confident, they're like, oh, penalty. Yeah. So literally all of us were like waiting, okay, to see what that happened. And the next thing the referee goes like this. We look at the press box and everybody's like,
what just happened?
What just happened? Like, how is that not a penalty and everything? So I didn't get to really see the replay after. And when I saw the replay after, I can see both sides in terms of arguments and everything,
what's
right?
The other side?
No, I could see because some people felt like he kicked the Burnley guy's foot while he was trying to hit the ball, right? So it wasn't like the tackle was on Saka. It felt like the bowling guy was trying to stop the ball, but his foot went in front of Saka.
Okay.
Yeah, so I could see the argument where they were coming from. And there was also the whole he touched the ball first kind of madness. So I looked at it, I'm like, you know what? That's okay. That's fine. But that also comes to the whole, remember the Kai Havertz situation as well.
I was going to come to that.
Yeah.
I was going to come to that. Yeah. Well, that was our goal. That was the set piece. And it was enough for us to see out the win. I think at that point, Arteta got into, containment mode. We made 3 subs, I think. Brought Gyökeres, who the fans really enjoyed. Brought Gyökeres on, brought MLS on, and Nkapie.
Yes.
Once those 3 subs happen, you just know nothing's happening.
It's full management time.
What I wanted to talk about, though, was something we see reported on the news, but you and I got to experience it firsthand, which is the fans, how they can sometimes make it a little bit difficult. It was tentative. There was a guy sitting 2 seats to my left, man. Yeah. That guy kept screaming about every single thing. Every little thing was like a pass the ball and move the ball forward. And
you sort of heard that a lot. Move the ball forward.
Yeah,
every time, especially when Odegaard had the ball.
Right.
Move the ball forward. Yeah.
And it's funny because I've personally always been a critic of Odegaard, and I thought that was one of his best games. And he's had a few of those since he got back from the injury. But watching the game so close, like you're almost at the touchline and you're seeing, okay, I understand why they keep doing this. They're trying to move pieces around. Maybe it could be faster or whatever, but the intent to me looks like they're trying to move,
it's not just to rush the ball and lose it. Yeah.
And also how they are managing like rest defense and all of that stuff was quite evident, right? Yeah. But from where you were sitting, how did you kind of see?
It was the same. There was a guy I sat next to and his dad was losing it. Like his dad was, and I could tell that a lot of the times I noticed it was a lot of the older guys. They were like, move the ball forward, but what was funny was I was also able to have conversation with his dad as well, like good conversation. And I was like, look, there's something you need to know about Odegaard and Mikel Arteta. Odegaard is the only person that literally translates what exactly Mikel wants, right? I'm like, a lot of the time when Odegaard gets that ball, yes, we want him to put those balls forward and everything. But Mikel he's drilled this thing that if there's one part of the pitch he doesn't want to lose the ball, is the middle, the center of the pitch, where a lot of these teams who sit back are able to transition us very quickly. So a lot of the times when Odegaard gets that ball, you could tell the first thing he tries to do is to just
calm everything down. Yeah.
Everybody get into your positions. Get into your place. Yeah. We're resetting this all over again. We'll try to go. If it doesn't work, get me the ball back.
We'll try again.
We'll try it again. And that is what he kept doing. So I kept like explaining it to the guy and I was like, that is Odegaard's job. Yes, a lot of us still think he's a number 10 and everything. But when you just look at how he plays, compare him to the A's and everything, you will see he keeps doing this thing over and over again because that is what he's been instructed to do. He's the one who sets the tempo, increases, decreases, like literally tells everybody when to reset. There are sometimes he would just get the ball and he would just come back. Yeah. And you'd be like, why didn't you move the ball forward? No. He wants everybody to get back in position. Let's see how we can move these pieces out of position. The likes of Trossard, you start seeing them all trying to find a way or break through the channels and everything. So again, another interesting thing to see in person. But I felt that game was managed perfectly. And when you're talking about the fans and their frustrations, remember we spoke about this some time ago when I said, even watching from the TV, I can tell that the tension within the fans, they sometimes push that towards the players. And like you said, during this game, you could feel it. Like, and it was funny to me because I was like, we're comfortable. Why are you guys still tense?
No, you understand why they're tense.
I know why they're, because they want a certain thing.
Yeah.
But when it was the 90th minute, I understand that tension fully, because now we know how football works. We know how things can be in your hands at one moment and then it disappears in the next 2, if not 3 moments, 3 minutes, right? So even at that point, you're just looking at it and you're just like, okay, 98 minutes, 7 minutes extra time. What exactly is going to happen? I can feel the nerves. But at the 67th minute and whatnot, you're just having people push the ball forward, go forward. I'm just like, well, we're here for 3 points.
No. So you say that because you see the game a certain way and you're fully bought into a lot of the things that the team is trying to execute. But you always have to be empathetic to what the fans are thinking.
Yeah.
A lot of fans went there still believing that it might be a shootout between
I predicted about 4 or 5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when it's not looking anything like that, then the tension, like, it's like, wait, I came here thinking we're going to give 3 or 4 or 5 goals. And now if it's 1-0 and then one action, it could be on a knife's edge.
Yeah.
Right. And actually, one of such actions was the Kai Havertz incident, where, again, it's one I didn't actually see in real time because we don't get replays, and then I missed it.
Yeah, I was even far away from
Yeah. I just saw that on the screen.
Something
It
just
would
happened.
say, something happened on the screen. It's like, or checking serious foul play. I'm like, wait, who fouled who? And then you see the Burnley player on the floor. So you assume that it was an Arsenal player that fouled. And I'm hearing Kai Havertz, and then I pick up my phone, and the guys back home on the chat are talking about
that's a red card. That's a clear red. Yeah.
I have had the benefit of watching it on replay. I'll share my thoughts, but I'll let you go first.
Yeah, it was the same thing for me. Actually, the first replay I saw was on a train when I was going back home. One of the Arsenal fans I was speaking with, he actually showed it to me. And the first thing I said, I was like, ooh, he was a lucky boy.
Yeah.
Like, studs were high. Literally, it was like around his calf. And stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So that was my first. But then I started thinking about, again, when I talk about VAR, I try to look at the rules and I try to look at the precedents that have been set before that particular incident. And I started remembering folding. I remembered Bruno Fernandes against Liverpool. Yeah. And I was like, a lot of this has still not been good. I still, even till tomorrow, that of folding, I still don't understand how that wasn't a red card and stuff like that. So again, when I go to those examples and see the precedents that have been set, I looked at it and I say, I can see why they didn't give it. If they didn't give it, I think is based on the
force.
Yeah, the force that was used by Kai. To me, it's a red card. To me, all those incidents are red card. But I think they made that subjective call based on the force on the tackle. And that's why I said I thought about the likes of Bruno, that of Foden and all that. And I was like, I can see why as well. Because I think the referee was even close to the incident when it happened.
I don't even know.
I think he was. Yeah, he was. I remember he was, because it was on your side that it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think all 3 of those incidents that you've mentioned should be red. When I saw it, that was the first thing I crossed my mind. Like, he got really lucky.
He got lucky,
right?
yeah.
Like, because the way I understand it, you don't want to put players at risk, especially when they're not in a position to defend themselves or like brace themselves for impact. So if I remember, the Burnley player was running away, and then
it was stupid by Kai.
It was very unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
It was very unnecessary. I think the only thing that maybe saved him was, like you said, the force. But when I talk about precedents, that's exactly the worst way to apply precedents. Right? I've used precedents for the Trossard incident about a year or 2 ago, whenever that was now, where it was pretty much established that if you kick the ball away or quote unquote delay a restart,
yeah.
That was discussed at the beginning of the season.
And then it died off.
Yeah, but if you say, okay, this is how we're going to adjudicate the season, and then you give a yellow and a second yellow and all that, then I can't have a problem with that. The problem is when it's not now consistently applied. So in this case, I don't think precedence is a good defense for all of those calls. I think all 3 of those were terrible calls, including Havertz. Havertz, very lucky. And it's funny because just leading into the game, you started seeing all this news come out that Arsenal haven't had like a red card all season or a penalty.
Yeah.
And so that starts to sound like bad omen, right? Where it's like, man, it sounds like they're putting this thing out there so that we can eventually get this red card. I was so sure, given what I was seeing on the text message, that could have been it. But
that's one thing we've really, really improved on, though.
Absolutely.
Our discipline. Because a lot of people forget last season.
Red.
The red cards we had last season.
And a lot of them ticky-tack stuff.
Stupid.
Really
some of them were even
stuff.
emotionally.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It was attached to just emotions and everything. But if you look at the course of the season, have we really had like
near misses?
Yeah.
Yesterday was probably the nearest.
Kai is the one that is the closest in my head. I'm trying to think about. Yeah. Actually, Kai and Gabriel against Haaland. Again, that's another emotional one.
Yeah. That one.
That's another emotional one. Because Haaland saved him on that one.
Yes. Yeah. So, but let's get to the gist of this, my guy. We thought we were going to. Let me speak for myself. I thought that City were going to drop points or could drop points against Brentford, which would mean that I just thought the script was being written. You know,
Brentford or Bournemouth?
We didn't know the game they played before. You know, they played
before the FA Cup.
Before the FA Cup, yes.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yes. I thought the script was being written for this thing to be done at the Emirates because the only way it would have been done at the Emirates was if they drop points and then we go on to win. And they beat the hell out of Brentford. Which is funny because it didn't actually feel like a 3-0 game at times. That it was 3-0 for the first half. It felt 50-50 or whatever. But we did our job against Burnley, maybe only just. And the next game, I promise you, I was so sure. I was so sure. And before we get to Bournemouth, let's take it back a few months, my guy. Let's tell the people how we ended up here. Because I think it would seem like we only found out or we thought there was a real possibility and we bought our tickets to come, but we actually planned this trip months and months in advance.
Yeah.
Right after we came back from
the North
London Derby, I think we had the discussions like, I think it's going to be the season. And we looked at the home game. The last home game was Burnley, and we said, that's the one we're coming for.
Yeah.
And we booked our tickets like maybe a month or so in advance. So the Burnley game in my mind was always a very special game. I thought we were going to end it there. Unfortunately, we did end it anyway. But it took what happened the next day for it to happen. We were so adamant, at least I was, that City was not going to win that day.
Yeah.
We watched it together, we recorded it. We should have gone to the Emirates, which is another story in itself. And Bournemouth went up first. They went up. And from there, it almost seemed unlikely that City were going to win. I don't even know where to begin these questions because we could talk about the game, but honestly, I don't care about the game. The result was what it was. Shout out to Bournemouth. I think they secured European positions by at least securing the draw. But the emotions that came after that game, what did you feel as soon as you knew we had done it?
To be honest, I don't even know. I don't think words can describe because I think you have to feel it in a certain way, right?
Yeah.
Like imagine years of reaching to get something.
Yes.
And no matter how close you were,
just fall short.
You just never got it.
Right.
And just leading to that game, like you said, we were pretty sure about Bournemouth was the game. Even before we played the Burnley game.
Yes.
I remember I was pretty sure because I happened to watch the Sunday when the Man U games and everything happened. I happened to watch it like when Man U played, is it Forest? You know the games that happened on Sunday? Yeah, because I had to go. I watched the game. Yeah, I watched the game at my cousin's house. Shout out to my big bros, Audio and Yeke. And we were talking about it, and I kept telling them, I said, Bournemouth they got some. That's where it ends and everything, right? And yes, I can understand some people might just feel like, you know what, Man City are going to do this.
Right.
But a lot of the times I try not to judge teams based on their names. I look at how they're played, the manager, their players. I look at both teams. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? But when we were watching the Bournemouth game, and I remember when Fupi's goal went in, the next thing I just said was, bro, these players are moments away of achieving or doing something historic for this club, man.
I don't know, man. Still getting goosebumps. Just, yeah.
It's like I said, I don't think I can describe.
Yeah.
You remember even when Haaland scored? I wasn't
even care.
Yeah, I didn't even care because I was like,
this is done.
It's done.
Yeah.
Like Man City, you're not getting anything from this game. But the first thing I remember, that image just is here, done, was when the banner went on the screen. Arsenal Premier League champions. In red. Yeah. And Haaland's face was the person that was on the screen. And I was just like, these boys did it, man.
They did it. They did it.
These boys did it. These managers did it. This fan base.
They did it. And deservedly.
This fan base pushed this. Because a lot of people, like I said, if you can't feel it, you won't understand it. A lot of people underestimate what 22 years is. One of our friends who's a Man U fan said, when he realized we had won it, that was the first time he actually thought about the timeline. Like how long it's been that a lot of Arsenal fans have had to wait to feel that moment. And
is a United fan that told you that?
Yeah.
Okay. They will know what it feels like.
But man, just being in that room, sitting next to you, and just saying that.
Yeah, that was big. That was big.
Like it's done. Even till now, like sometimes I just think about it and I'm just like, man.
You know, I've been telling you.
No one knows.
I've been telling you I want to hear from my manager.
Yeah.
I think that's the only
That's the one everyone's waiting for.
Well, so the reason I'm waiting for it is it's always, I'm not going to say it's always weird, like I'm used to this, you know. But when you win the league without playing, there's still this, you get to celebrate it to your fans and watch the videos that came out, which is pretty cool to see the players come together.
Remember we said it, like these players are together, but you're not going to get any clip until it's done.
Of course. I'm like, Mikel, what do you think they're deceiving? They asked Mikel, I was like, I might put it on TV, but I don't think I'll watch it.
But apparently he wasn't with the players.
I know, but the idea that they were never going to come together.
They were always going to
cut it out.
Yeah. You're not just going to get clips.
But the thing is, now you have to wait so long, right? So that happened on Monday, and the next game is not until
Tuesday.
Tuesday, and the next game is not until the weekend.
So we might not hear from him till Friday.
So it's like you have to go back. Like you're feeling this thing in stages. You're feeling the excitement that comes with it just because of all the things you've seen. But I think there will be a new wave of excitement when you start to see the guys with holding the trophy, getting their medals, and man,
that's why I said like Sunday is going to be different.
You know, my one regret from Tuesday is that we didn't get a chance, or we didn't watch it with the folks at the Emirates, or go to the Emirates, because we were staying a little bit further out, and we had the flight to Lisbon first thing in the morning. But watching the Emirates, just scenes from the Emirates that night, crazy. You felt what Arsenal means to the city of London.
Like I said, you want to measure a big club. You use fans, you use trophies. And I've been one of those people who have said major trophies tell you who you are. Yes, the other trophies that come along, but the big ones tell you who you are, right? And for anybody who thought, because like I've said it before, like remember when I came out and said about the whole Manchester United don't feel like a big club anymore. If anybody ever had any doubt of how big Arsenal were,
that one cleared it up.
You see what the trophy did.
Yeah.
You see what winning a major trophy did.
It was a weeknight, you know.
It was a week. That's what a lot of people don't understand. It was a weeknight. It was a school night. Like I've seen videos. There was a guy who his wife was like, "Oh, come put the kids to bed," and he's like, "Oh, I'm coming." Then he goes to the door, like he wants to get something out the door, and he runs all the way to the Emirates Stadium.
Yeah.
Apparently, they were They said the crowd that was outside the stadium, who stayed till 3, 4 a.m., would fill the Emirates on its own and more.
I'm not surprised.
So for those of you who ask yourself and say, oh, when they say London is red, believe me, I've told people, I said, yes, Chelsea, you've won the Champions League, but bro, don't get it twisted, man. Arsenal is and will forever be the biggest club. But I'm glad the whole world got to see it. And come 31st, when they do the parade,
That'll be
just go to your screens, man.
Yeah, that'll be.
I wouldn't be the one to tell you.
That'll be something.
Yeah, like go to your screens and go see it. Go see how it's going to be reported all around the world, not just in London.
When we're traveling the next morning, we flew out of Stansted, and I wore actually you did as well. You wore the Arsenal jersey.
You saw that at the airport.
I can't get it. Everybody, come on, you Gunners. And like, it's just everybody wants to chat. And the excitement is still kind of spilling over into the next day. Like, from the moment I got off the Uber to getting checked in and going through security, come on, you Gunners, oh, Red Army and all sort of stuff, So, man, the excitement has been real. I'm still kind of relieving it. Sometimes I'll go watch the videos over again. And, like I said, we're giving you the measured version right now.
Literally, literally so measured, man.
This is the podcast host version. It's it's been such, I don't even know, it's been such an exciting, and then watching the players' videos, like seeing what it means to them, and then seeing what it means to their families as well, and it's been quite an experience. I want to feel this again for sure.
Yes, and like you remember when you see even the likes of Timber, Rice, Saka, when they all made it to the stadium at 5 a.m. and they're calling
just to be with the
fans to take pictures. Man. Like I said, like if you haven't felt it, you can't understand it. 22 years is such a long time to get back on the top of the tree. And man, this is, some of you are not going to like this, but this is why, because like I said, I always give credit to who deserve this credit. And the players, the staff, the fans, Mikel Arteta, you did this your own way. It was organic. You came in here, you built a team in your own image. People doubted you. You went 3 times and people said he's never going to do it.
Right.
And he stuck by his guns the 4th time and said, we'll go again. And he did it.
Right.
Like he did it. Remember at the beginning of the season, I said, I believe that this season, their hard work is going to pay off. And I'm so happy for those players.
You know, it was crazy.
Yeah.
What did I predict we're going to do this season?
Yeah, you said. I've always said you've been moving mad.
I really called I was going for a treble this season, So
you might still get your treble, though. So.
Yeah, I'm still looking to get my treble.
Yeah, but nah. Shout out to those guys because, and it's funny because I think even some of the players, they might not know what they have done. Like look at how people still talk about the Invincibles.
Yeah, I mean, they have a chance to do some really, really incredible things this season. What they've done has obviously brought a lot of joy to fans worldwide. Even going back to the Burnley game, we met people that flew in from Kenya, that flew in from Shanghai, that flew in from... We met a season ticket holder from Chicago. It was like, how do you even do that? It just means so much to folks, right? So it's been pretty exciting. And they can top it all off, next week at the Champions League. But, just what Arsenal fans are feeling. I've been on Instagram, I've been on social media all day or since, and I'm wondering, you an Arsenal fan too? Like, it's like,
it's funny. I've been hearing all that. A lot of people be saying like, "Yo, Arsenal fans are just
where are you guys
coming up from?"
So just to see that joy that is giving people, I think has been, pretty cool. Let's switch gears, to the bottom feeders down there, the relegation scrap.
Yeah.
I said a few weeks ago that I fully expect Tottenham to stay up after we beat West Ham, and I thought that they were going to beat Leeds, but I think it was a draw. That game.
Yeah.
And that result put them in a bit of a precarious position because they're not quite safe, even though they could get safe. West Ham lost the game against Newcastle, which meant that a draw for Tottenham would have effectively secured a Premiership status for them, just as a result of the goal difference. So they went into the Chelsea game, a place where they haven't won in forever, against a team that consistently has their number. And if there was ever a chance for them to get a result, it would have been this Chelsea under new interim manager or whatever.
Yeah.
Chelsea beat them.
As expected.
Oh, you expected Chelsea to win?
It's a Stamford Bridge. And Chelsea have, like I said, Chelsea fans in itself, they have this hate
for Spurs. Yeah, I don't know.
They have this. Think about the Battle of the Bridge when they were going for the title and everything. So I knew this was going to be a tough game for them. Even if the players were not up for it, those fans,
they'll get up for it.
They would get up for it against Spurs, especially when you know you can send them down.
Right.
I knew the Chelsea players were going to be up for it just based on how the fans were going to back them in that game. And boy, I didn't get to watch the game. We just saw the highlights on the TV because the Bournemouth game and City were going at the same time. But when I saw the results, I said, yeah, this is what I wanted. I wanted it to go to the last day. And you are going to have to fight for it now. Because West Ham get to play at home. Spurs get to play at home. But they haven't been good at home.
Yeah.
And you're playing Everton, who they happen to be good this year away. But lately, they too, I don't know if they're on vacation or anything. But
the thing with Everton is they're a box of chocolates.
Yes.
You don't know what you're getting.
You don't know what you're getting with Everton.
Everton that are going to slap you up every day or...
Like, look at what they did with City. Like, City just...
Right.
But I think the one thing that goes for Spurs in this situation is only one result sends them down.
Yes, of all the different
permutations. Yeah. And that is them losing and West Ham winning. Any other result
is one combination.
Yeah, one combination of results. Sorry.
Yeah.
West Ham winning and them losing.
Yeah. Anything else,
they are safe. So I think that's the thing that goes for them.
Maybe 9 possible permutations or something like that.
Yeah.
Draw, win here, all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
But just that one combination of results.
So the odds are in their favor.
The odds are in their favor. Yeah. So now it's up to them. It's up to those players and those fans to push their team across the line, because I really do think West Ham beat Leeds at home. Final home
Spurs
game.
Got to do their job.
It's literally in your hands.
Well, you know what the most Spursy thing to do would be in this instance?
To
lose the goddamn game.
It's funny because even when I saw their schedule, and even if I said, you know what, I can see them losing every game to the end of the season.
Right.
The Everton game was the one game I felt they were always going to win.
Right.
Because I always feel last home game, the fans are their final game of the season.
But they haven't really done very well.
They haven't done that this season.
Yeah.
And we don't know what state Leeds players are going to be in, because I don't know which of their players are going to be going to the World Cup and stuff like that. But you best believe West Ham players are coming to dig deep. So they are definitely going to put that fight because they know what it is to survive relegation. Spurs, man. It's in your hands. It's up to you guys. I will not wish you nothing less.
Well,
nothing more than a loss.
When it looked very likely that Spurs were going to go down, we had initially planned to be, because we're going to be back in London on Sunday for the final game week or whatever. Obviously, we thought that Arsenal was going to get wrapped up much sooner. I think we had a 9-point lead or something like that.
Yeah.
So we were planning to be at the
Spurs game.
The Spurs game, all black. You know.
You know we can still do it though.
If they're going down, then we can.
It's just that now we don't just know.
Well, so
of the crazy permutation.
Yes. So there's 2 things. There's a few things involved. One, I think I want to experience the joy.
I'd rather be with my brothers and sisters, man. Yeah.
Kind of celebrating the Arsenal win. But if there's a slight chance that they are going down, I could pop over because, it's not the longest trek to the stadium. We got to put on the all black.
Go make sure you're 6 feet. Nothing less.
I want to make
willing
sure
to go in there and do my measurements. Like, it is 5.8. Now,
gotta sit down.
Big boy, yeah.
So, But yeah, I think they survive because of everything we've said. The permutations is just something has to work really crazy against them for that to happen. So yeah. Sunday, what do you expect at the Emirates?
Yeah, we're definitely going to be at the Emirates on Sunday, although the game is going to be happening at Selhurst Park, but we know it's going to be a party at the Emirates.
So mayhem.
We're definitely going to be there. We're going to try and put out some content as well. Speak to as much fans as we can.
Yes.
During those periods. So the good thing on Sundays, I know I'm just going to have fun. I'm
bro,
there to just go party.
I just want to have a good time.
Exactly. Just want to have a good time on Sunday.
Yeah.
We're just going to watch the game. I guess everyone's eyes is going to be focused on West Ham and Spurs' game.
Well, that's true because all the games are going to be happening at the
same time. So, yeah, it's going to be nice. Actually, we should get out some videos while we're watching the game because just in case when those Everton has scored to see the excitement and the reaction of the fans around and wherever we get to watch it.
Are you talking about the West Ham?
The
Spurs game.
Yeah, because wherever it is, those news are going to be popping up.
Yes. They're
going to be popping up. So let's see what we can do for
we should probably consider going live at that game.
Yeah.
We should consider going live.
Yeah, actually.
Let's see what's our technical take.
Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. But man, it's going to be a party on Sunday. And again, just grateful we get the opportunity to be part of it.
Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered everything. But shout out to Chelsea and Xabi Alonso for the new hire.
True that.
Next season is going to be interesting in the league. A lot of really good managers. If and when Pep leaves, I think the worst kept secret is Maresca is probably taken over there. So Maresca assumes that position, very likely. Xabi Alonso at Chelsea, and then obviously Arteta still at Arsenal. Not sure what happens with Slot at Liverpool. Maybe he stays, maybe he doesn't. There's a lot of really exciting managers coming
through. Yeah,
you know.
I'm looking for. Excuse me, I'm looking forward to it actually. But I'll start with Chelsea. I think that was a very good appointment from them. But the question is still going to remain the same. Is he going to get the support that he needs in terms of the management, the directors, or whoever it is, the whole Blue Core organization is? But I think you have to credit Chelsea in what they did, especially going out to get that appointment done, especially before the World Cup. Because I think when you look at the pool of managers out there, I think he's the one I would rate the highest in terms of availability. And for them to go out and get that job done quickly, now you can plan your preseason. Whatever players are behind, everyone sits down and just focus on planning moving forward. So I think Chelsea have done a very good job there. How does that plan out for them? I don't know, because I think it also depends on what Blue Code, the board, and everybody, how they're going to support them. And then you go to the Sky Blue side. I really do believe as well that Maresca is a very good appointment. Yeah. I rated him while he was at Chelsea. I think he's going to do well at City, but I think his greatest hurdle is just the shoes that he's filling. To come right after such a great manager, we're not just even talking about just a great manager in himself. Greatest manager they've had, greatest manager that a lot of people consider number one in the world in England. So it's like, that's a massive shadow you have to come in and try to fill. Exactly, and try to fill. But I think the fans as well play a big role in this situation for Maresca because they've been so used to success in the last 10 years. You're going to have tough times now. Yep. There are some of your favorite players that you guys have seen that just might not fit into Maresca's style of plan and everything. Yeah. So I think they just need to be a little patient with him. I think he would get it right. But then we know how football works, man. He might just look like the perfect fit today. 4, 5, 6, 7 results, and people are losing their mind, and the boss says, "Gotta go." Right. So I think those are going to be his greatest hurdle. Then the likes of Manchester United, we've heard the news of Carrick is going to get a job finally.
That was never really in doubt.
Yeah, it was never really in doubt, but I think it's going to be interesting next season. It's going to be interesting next season for sure. But I guess we'll talk more with like episodes down the line or the final episode of this season or sometime during the summer. So yeah.
Staying on Chelsea, I'm just going through my rapid fire thing here. Ja Pedro, World Cup snubs. We've been seeing a lot of the World Cup teams coming.
Yeah.
Brazil announced theirs. Congrats to Neymar, which I was really excited about.
Very excited for Neymar. Yeah.
Wanted to see Neymar get back in there.
Yeah.
But it seemed like that might have come at a cost. And I'm not suggesting that Neymar took Pedro's place or whatever. But definitely someone took Pedro's place. What did you think about Pedro getting snubbed for that?
He was crazy. And what was, for me, I heard something about that 2 or 3 days ago before it was announced that Pedro wasn't going to make the squad.
Oh, yeah. And
Right?
it looked like a fake.
Yeah, it looked like a fake stuff, but I didn't really like, there's no way Pedro doesn't make that squad, right? But when the list came out and you look at the attackers that they had, there was one person on that list and I asked myself, how does he make this list? Especially over Pedro. That was the Luis guy. I think he plays in Brazil. Luis Henrique or Henriquez or something. I think he plays in Brazil. And I'm like, how does this guy, because he plays as a striker from what I recall, how is he making that over Pedro? Even if he's the third striker,
right?
Pedro definitely can fill that position for you. But then again, people also need to realize that when you look at Ancelotti, you look at his teams, especially the most recent one in Real Madrid, he likes specific type of players. I don't believe Pedro doesn't fit into his style of players, but I know he loves specific type of players, especially wingers. And he likes those pacey people who are very good one-on-one and stuff like that. So, but whichever way you try to slice it makes no sense how Pedro doesn't make that squad eventually, right? So, yeah, like I said, I'm definitely switching him for that Luis. I'll keep everybody in that attacking
the attackers basically. Yeah.
But I was switching for that because that Luis guy is definitely, I think that guy, I don't even think he has up to 10 or 15 Gs this season in Brazil.
Yeah, that's a tough one because even I'm not trying to take anyone out. They've all deserved their nomination one way or the other. But
yes,
the Raya guy at Bournemouth, right? I know he's good, but
he's a winger. So again, like I said,
Carlo
Ancelotti likes certain type of wingers. Guys are good one-on-one. They are very pacey. So that's what I say. When it comes to the wingers, when you look at them and if you know Ancelotti's type of, you will understand it. So for me, my focus is on the strikers. I was always down for Neymar going because I think they needed a player like Neymar in there.
But actually, sir, if you have a bias for strikers, then what it sounds like is you should want a player like a Pedro.
That's what I'm saying.
Who can,
that can do
the 10
he can play
kind
the 10,
of,
he can play up top. If you want him to drift off the left, I think he can do it. It made no sense how that Luis. That's why I said to me when I looked at the entire, it was that Luis guy
that you picked out.
That I picked out, and I said, I've not really watched him, so I said maybe there's something particular that Ancelotti likes over Pedro. That's why I picked him. But for me, definitely Pedro makes that list over Luis.
Yeah. Okay, my next not so rapid fire discussion is this one is for you specifically, actually. Bruno. The area of specialty.
Yeah.
Now, just in the interest of like the listeners and viewers, you had previously said you don't see how he breaks the assist record. I think a few episodes ago, you did say that you can see it.
Yeah.
He has tied it at least, you know, in that win against Forest. Congrats to him. Only 2 other players have done that, 20 assists in the league. You know, definitely well deserved in terms of the number of chances he creates and how important he is for that Man United team. So can't take that away from him. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely credits to him and big congratulations to him because you could tell that he meant a lot to him as well, right?
And his teammates.
And his teammates, yeah. So big achievement for him. Can he still break it? I mean, one game.
Anything
so definitely, I can still see him breaking it. And yeah. When it comes to Bruno, I guess that's always all we talk about, the assist record and stuff. So
stop, man. He's still throwing it big.
It's not a dig. Like, oh, man. What else am I going to talk about when it has to do with Bruno this season, right?
Like, chance creation, 3rd in the league.
Yeah, let's not go into that.
Yeah, that could be an entire
exactly. So let's not go into that. But congratulations, to be honest. Like, like I said, I've always maintained the same. Like he's a special player and all that. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much to say on the Bruno topic right now. The other thing I have for you is yesterday, or at the time of recording, yesterday, Aston Villa they win the
Europa League.
Europa League. I think it's their first trophy in 44 years.
Yeah,
No,
it's a long time.
Trophy in 30 years and the first European trophy in 44 years, or something like that.
Yeah.
Unai, that's what, number 6?
5.
Number 5?
I think so.
However many.
I think it's 3 Sevilla, 1 Villarreal, 1 Villa.
So 5. Okay.
Villa boys.
The Villa boys.
Yeah.
Congrats to Villa, first of all. Congrats to the entire Villa team. You know, they've worked their ass off in the Europa League, and I think they truly deserve that. So we were out last night when the game was showing, and I remember saying, I'm not even wasting my time.
Yeah.
They were clear favorites. They were always expected to win, and they did. So no surprises there. But coming to Unai specifically, where does he rank for you as a manager, given this accomplishments?
I mean, he's a good manager. I don't think I've ever taken that away from him, right? Like, but when it comes to Unai, like I said, I've always had him. I always look at people in terms of tiers, right? Like tier A, tier B, tier C, and everything. This is what his 5th title, I think. So he's definitely a good manager. I might even say a very good manager and everything. But in terms of managers, I think I'll put him just right in the B, C categories in terms of managers, right? More of the B.
Who's in the B? Who else is in the B category?
That is, that is hard, man.
Eddie Howe.
I'll put Eddie Howe in the C for sure. Yeah. It's hard to start thinking about managers because a lot of the times people also try to include what they have won. And when you see the amount of European titles, it holds a lot of weight for him. He's not won 1, 2, 3. This guy has 5. And he's done them with 3 different teams as well. So I think my problem with Unai is because I've seen him at the top level.
Right.
And I don't consider him successful in the top level. And I've seen him on the level just right under them.
And that's kind of where
that is where he rates. And when you look at his European achievements, that I don't try to judge him basically on that. I also look at what he's done in his leagues, and that is where I get more of my category to judge. So, very good manager. Congratulations to him. No doubt that he was going to win this competition from the get-go.
Right.
Like we're talking even once.
No, get-go is tough.
No, not for me.
No, so they were clear favorites.
Exactly.
That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
In knockout competition.
Knockout competitions, anything can happen. But for this one, he was the one I was putting my money on because I remember when he was in the Conference League, somehow something happened and it just didn't win that one. But then again, when you look at Villa, when you look at the investment they've done in that team and that club, they also deserve something. They've actually invested very well in that club. And when I compared that squad and that manager to the other competitors they had in the competition, again,
they were definitely strong.
They were the strongest, and I could see him doing as much rotations as he needed to do, and I could see him getting it done. And we're here today. He's definitely won it. Am I surprised? Not for 1 minute. If there's any team I even say I'm surprised right now is Crystal Palace, how they've made it that far. I didn't think they would go that far, not even because of actually more of their squad than
how they were going to manage.
How they were going to manage. They lost a lot of players. They didn't really do a lot of replacements. So again, English clubs, shout out to them. Hoping and praying that all 3 of them do what is required in Europe this season.
I don't care about one, but
I think that will be a very good achievement for them. So yeah.
One question on the night before we move on. We were just talking about this before we started recording, so I wanted to get your thoughts. I don't think we wrapped up that conversation, but you had seen somewhere, was this guy? Social media outlets asked the question, and I've been thinking about that. Like, with Pep leaving and Unai now having won the 5th of his European trophies. Based on what we know on the managers that are available, where does Unai rank in terms of the best manager out there in the Premier League right now?
I think right now, if I look at him, I'll say he's somewhere between 3rd and 5th in terms of the entire league.
1 and 2.
I'll put Mikel and Slot ahead of him.
Oh, you put Slot ahead of him?
I'll put Slot ahead of him.
I don't know about that part.
The reason I'm putting Slot ahead of him, again, like what most people do, you try to always make that judgment based on the league, right?
Mhm.
Let's not forget, Slot has won a league outside England too. It's not just England that he won a league. Yes, a lot of people might not
Unai
rate.
won a league outside of England.
Yeah, a lot of people are not going to rate those competitions and
Right.
everything, right? But when you come, I've seen these three managers in this league for the best
What
of
three are
2
you
years.
referring to?
So Mikel,
No, I think Mikel is clear number one.
Mikel Slot. No, I'm just thinking like Mikel Slot and Unai, right?
Right.
Yes, their resources and everything might be different and all, but then again, you look at their style of play and everything. So I would just put Slot a little bit ahead of Unai.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do I disagree?
Would I take any of them for my manager? No.
Oh, that's an easy question.
No, I mean like if Mikel wasn't there today, would I hire any of them? Not for me. Yeah.
I mean,
they're not my cup of tea.
I tried one already. It didn't work,
yeah,
so.
they're not my cup of tea. So, because like I said, in terms of Unai is a manager, in my opinion, that I think thrives in an environment with no expectations.
Let me make this question a little bit trickier, because if it comes out to those three, I don't know if I can make an argument for Unai over Slot. No, I'll say what it's a toss-up.
Exactly. You can. I think you can make an argument.
And I'm trying to think through the rest of the managers, and I can't see.
And you also have to think about the likes of Areola leaving.
It's leaving, yes. Yeah.
So that's what Alonso comes in. We have to see how that's the Premier League.
Yeah.
Maresca, how he's going to handle Man City.
So that's where it's going to next.
Yeah.
We'll probably put Xabi Alonso to the side because we haven't seen him in the Premier League. But we've certainly seen Maresca. So if we throw Maresca back in that mix, how does that recalibrate your?
Yeah, big fan of Maresca.
I am as well.
I'm a big fan of Maresca. So, like I said, everyone have different criteria in judging their managers. A lot of people are going to come out and say, "Oh, he's won 5 European leagues. He's won 5 Europa leagues." But for me, I'm not going to judge him based on Europa leagues because I'm going to use him. If I give you the best of the best, what are you going to do with it? And I've seen you with maybe one of the best in terms of PSG. I saw you with Arsenal, where there's pressure. You're required to. Like there are expectations.
I've never forgiven him for that.
Exactly. And you have not met those expectations.
Baku, whatever.
Yeah, Baku. And you have not met those expectations. So when I look at the other managers, like I said, the Slot, you brought in Maresca, didn't meet expectations. Yes. Right. And they did it in a much tougher environment. Yeah. So those are the things. Those pressure, they matter. Yeah. So
my final not so rapid fire discussion is Salah's tweet. I haven't really dug into the details as much, but I think what is clear is that
shots fired.
Yeah. Put some more shots out there.
Shots fired, yeah.
I think the gist of it generally is that he's saying when you come into the club, you're expected to embody the heavy metal approach. I think that's what he said, which I personally found interesting because that heavy metal is only limited to the, at least as far as I know,
the architect and all.
The club era. It was only there for 9 years, and Liverpool is an institution that has existed for much longer. But at the end of it, it does come across like undermining the current manager, especially on your way out.
Yeah.
This weird dynamic between Salah and Slot, what is your thoughts on it?
I think with it, you can definitely tell that they never really were on the same page. I think Slot's first season, he came in and, lack of better word, gave that respect and everything to Salah. And then the following season, which was this season, he came out and said, okay, now it's time for us to do things my way. This is the way, or this is the ideas that I have for Liverpool. And I think just for the fact it just didn't suit Salah, he had more issues with that. Am I a fan of how he did it? No, because... But then again, people will look at it both ways and say, oh, he knows he's part of the people that set the standard for the club and everything, right? But I think he should have just left in grace, especially the last 2 weeks of your time there. There's no need for you coming out to do this or say all this stuff you want to say. If you really want to say it, come out and say it, right? I think going through whichever way you want to do it is a little bit strange, I know. Yeah. Right. But when we look at Slot, I think it's a big positive for Swart, especially for the fact that Salah is leaving. Because I think now he can finally say, okay, I don't have this distraction of
That's if he's still there.
that. I think he's still going to be
Okay.
there. But I think he's going to look at it like this distraction. We don't have that whole Salah problem. We don't have that image, that big star who is here. I think Van Dijk has shown himself to be a very good leader and dependable. And he can now build around the team and say, okay, you know what, you're my soldier. You're that number one guy that I'm going to build the team around. You have my back, because it's also important for your big players to be behind the manager, right? Because you guys are the ones that translate his message and everything on and off the pitch.
Right.
So I think it's a very positive thing for Slot that Salah is going. And I also think that's one of the reasons why the club are keeping him, because they've spent a lot of money. He has given, or he has told them that, look, this is how I want to play. This is where I want to go. And I think they were not really able to have that done this year. And next year, they're going to give him that opportunity to say, okay, let's see what you have. Let's see what your ideas are. I'm sure they're going to give him more players. Look at the investment they did. Mind you, let's not forget, Liverpool have never been the type to make this type of investment. So for you to look at this manager and say, we're going to do this amount of investment under your leadership, I think there's something there that they believe and they've seen. And again, don't forget he also won the Premier League for them in his first season. So I think it's a win-win for both sides, because Salah gets to leave and go play football or make money or whichever direction he decides to do. At the same time, Sloss gets to now have a team that he calls his own and builds in his own image. Yeah.
Question on Salah, and then we'll jump into predictions. The next game, the last game, obviously, will be at home. And with everything we just discussed, do you think he gets a chance to play that game?
I mean, he might as well. Just give him his...
No, but I'm saying if Slots is saying you're undermining my authority, do you think...
At this point, just give it to him. I think he would, just because of his status in the club. Like, he's a legend, what he's done for the club. So give him his final goodbyes and everything. Like, I also want to look at Slots as, you can also be the adult in the room as
the bigger person.
The bigger person, right? It's like, give him, have your final goodbyes, your hurrah, drag it to the sunset, and
cool.
It's done, yeah.
We have to head out because we're still in Lisbon to go enjoy some of the sun, but we've won the league, my friend. Just a friendly reminder that we've won the league.
Yes,
so,
champ.
Thanks, champ, for for taking the time. But we still have to kind of go through the rituals. I'm trying to see if there's any game here that's interesting to me, because
to be honest, it's just those two games that I just know.
Then let's just get to those.
Because the other games don't mean nothing.
They don't.
Wait, let's Liverpool and Villa. Does it change anything? Is anything going to change?
It could. It could change something, because if Liverpool beats Villa, they'll go.
Oh, they play each other. Yes. No.
They do.
No, I thought City play Liverpool.
Oh, sorry, no. Liverpool plays Brentford, and then City plays Villa.
Yeah.
So if Liverpool beats Brentford,
they would go,
and Man City beats Villa.
Villa is losing that game at City.
Well, that's good, because then it has implications for Bournemouth.
For Bournemouth, yeah.
Right. So I think Bournemouth.
Who does Bournemouth play away?
Bournemouth, they play Forest.
At Forest Home.
I think they'll be Forest.
Yeah.
They're just such a good team.
Just looking at the table, if Brighton should win United,
Brighton's in the picture.
They can overtake Bournemouth.
There's still a lot to play for.
There's still a lot to play for. Because I think Brighton play United, right?
They play United. And they seem to have United's number.
Yeah. So Bournemouth need a point to go to the Champions League, because I think Villa finished 5th.
Oh, yeah, if they get at least a point.
Yeah.
So I think Bournemouth are good.
Yeah. I think Bournemouth are good for Champions League.
They haven't lost this season. This year,
right? Yeah. Then Brighton will make... Oh, interesting. I didn't know Chelsea just made it into the European spot.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, they seem to like the Conference League, so...
So, no. Because I think... Oh, so 7 should be Europa League, 8 should be Conference League.
To be honest, I don't know what happens there.
I think that's how it goes. Because I don't think it was only going to be 2 if Chelsea won the FA Cup.
Right. Yeah, the permutations down there is a little bit.
You see Brentford plays...
It's too stressful for me.
Liverpool?
Brentford plays Liverpool.
Okay, so Chelsea...
Liverpool's at home.
Yeah, so they're losing that game.
Right.
Oh! So Chelsea, you guys are back to the competition you love.
Which one of the Conference League?
Conference League, yeah. I mean, you can have it back. Okay, it's not back to back. But you've won it all.
All right, so we'll just jump to Spurs Everton
1-1.
That keeps them safe.
Yeah,
that keeps them safe.
Yeah, I think they'll be safe.
West Ham Leeds.
I think West Ham. Yeah, I think West Ham will win 2-0 or 2-1.
Yeah.
But I think Spurs get a draw.
Brighton United is important because
it is now.
United, well, not even just for the Chelsea, the European stuff. There's also a title on the line.
What title?
Assist record.
Oh, excuse me.
Do you think they win that title?
I want to go to Brighton. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't think he does it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't at this point don't care if he does it or not.
Yeah.
But the reasons I don't think he does it is I actually think Brighton don't lose that game.
Yeah, I don't think
at the very least.
Yeah.
They likely win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I think about all the different things that have to happen for you to get
it, yeah.
One, we have to score a few goals, maybe a goal or two. You have to score, right? Now, to score means that you have to assist if you're going to break the record. I don't know if we're going to have too many opportunities for that to happen against a team like Brighton.
Because now they're going to have to go forward a lot.
Exactly.
And that is one team you don't want to do that against.
And then we saw this in the last game where it almost seemed at times that they were playing for that assist.
Yeah.
And I think that can also complicate
things every single time.
Right?
Yeah.
So, especially being the last game, the last opportunity to do so. So who knows? If he does it, we're sending him congratulations and whatnot. But yeah, I don't think they do it.
Yeah.
But if they don't win it this year, I think they will win it next year. They keep trying.
Sure.
Right, so
most improved.
All right, my guy. This is where we kind of wrap this one up. Let's just give our usual shout outs to
shout out to literally everybody, man. Thanks for the love, thanks for the support.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the first one you're doing as a champion.
As a champ. Yeah, that's right.
What are you gonna change about this championship shout out that you do?
Well, from your champion. From your champion. Thank you. We appreciate the love, the support. Like we said, we're going to try and get some things done again this weekend at the Emirates and bring you guys more of that championship love. You know what I mean? That championship aura, just so that you guys, you're not going to understand it. You're not going to feel it, except for those that really do. They know and they love it. But hey, subscribe, like, see you next time.
See you next time.
Peace, people. Appreciate it.
Let's go.